Alrighty, so we're gonna make our clay Alebrijes today. So you probably already have your idea of your animal. I was thinking of doing a kind of jaguar body or kind of like the sitting cat, right? Because I want to think with clay, if I do really long, skinny, thin things, it's not going to work. It's going to be very brittle and break. So I want to kind of keep it close to the body and have it be thicker. So things like tails, we need to be really careful with. They should probably be like touching the body, right? Things like legs, we kind of want to have our animals probably sitting or laying down. Okay, so I'm going to have this be kind of his body here. Okay, and then I can take another piece of clay here and make the head. So when I'm combining two pieces of clay together, I can't use glue, right? Because this is a wet clay, right? So what I'm going to do is I have this process where I'm going to, let's make the ears first. So I'm going to make them kind of rounded ears for my little jaguar head here. I might give him some wings. That might be my combination animal, so like a bird. Oops. Something kind of like that. Okay, I have some tools here I can use, right? This is kind of like a needle tool. Give him the nose. Ooh, he kind of looks like maybe I can make a dragon. I don't know. Okay, I could poke in his eyes, or I could actually make them separate and add them on. This being so small, I can just kind of push it on there. Kind of want to make them the same. Okay, trying to work on my placement here so I'm not making a huge mess for me to have to clean up. That way I can work on my clay longer. Okay. Maybe those are his eyes. Mouth would be under here. Kind of looks like a wolf. All right, anyways, so my process for putting two pieces of clay together, like I want to put, let's see, I want him to go that way. No, this way. I want to put my head on my body here like this. I'm going to score. So score means I'm going to put little scratches one way and the other way, kind of like a tic-tac-toe board, where the pieces of clay are going to touch. So I'm going to do it on both of my pieces. This is going to act like the glue because we can't use glue on wet clay. We're going to make our own glue. So I scored it. I'm going to use a little bit of water, and this is going to become kind of like wet clay, or also known as like slip. Okay, I'm going to stick it, and then I'm going to smooth it. So kind of smooth around where his head meets his body. Okay, we have some other wooden tools that we can use to kind of smooth it out too. Or you can just use your finger, whatever feels good. Kind of smooth that in. Okay, so I need to make sure every time I put two pieces of clay together, unless they're really small like the eyes, because that's kind of stuck on there, that I do that process. So score, slip, stick, and smooth. So it's like, oops, sorry, 4 S's, right? Okay, so I'm getting him here. Now I think I want to add some wings. Now wings are going to be hard because if I make them too thin or brittle, they will break off, right? So I could use this, make this a ball. I'm going to use this rolling pin, and I'm going to kind of flatten out this piece here. So I'm going to go roll a couple times, and then I'm going to flip it. Roll a couple times, flip it. The reason I flip it is so that it doesn't get stuck to my mat here. Roll a couple times, flip. That's probably good. See, I don't want to go too thin because then it'll be too brittle and break. So do I want them to be round? Probably not. Maybe, ooh, how about a butterfly? I'm gonna make it a butterfly wing so I can carve parts away. It looks like Pac-Man. Maybe around that a little bit. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay, again, I'm going to put these two pieces together. So I need to score along his back and along the wing. Little tick marks. It's going to act like my glue. Slip, little water, stick, and smooth. I'm going to smooth it out on his back. Okay. And again, I don't want my clay to be too thick for something sticking off of him like this. I also don't want it too thin. It's very fragile. Okay, one wing. Now I need another wing. Roll out a second piece. Use my little rolling pin here, roll, oops, and flip. See, I got stuck there a little bit. So roll a couple times, flip. Roll a couple times, flip. Okay. I also am not adding a whole lot of water to my clay because it will become very sticky. And I don't want that. I don't want it to get all stuck to my placemat or stuck to my fingers, because that's one way of like ruining my pieces of clay. I cut that little piece out again like the other side. Kind of like a heart shape maybe. Score my wing. Score the back of my alebrije. Dip it in the water, which is the slip. Stick. Oh, he's so cute. And smooth. I'm going to smooth it out back here to make sure they really are stuck together. Smooth them out. Okay, now if I want to get real fancy, and I do, I'm going to add some cool, I think I can even use this, I'm going to add some cool stamping or texture to my butterfly wings. Okay, I can use this tool, maybe it has some stripes or something down its back. Okay, now I know he doesn't really have legs. Let's see, I can maybe draw those on. Ooh, I know what I do. I make two little paws from the front. Okay, so just kind of working through. I want him to kind of be the same size. Stick him on, stick him on. Now these are probably big enough. I need to score and slip them. All right, that looks good. So let's do score, score, score. Score, score, score. Water, water, which is slip. Oh, I forgot to score the back of that. Let's do that one. Slip. This one might be kind of hard to smooth. Maybe I don't smooth these ones because I want them to look like the paws or the feet. All right, and there you have it. So that's my alebrije. I'm going to do some stripes, some texture. Okay. Oh, final thing I don't want to forget. With my little needle tool, I'm going to carve my name into the bottom of it. Okay, so right here, I'm going to write Banis because my name's Banis. My last name. Okay, but you should probably put your first name. Okay, that's a little hard to read, so I'm going to go over it one more time. Make sure your name's on it, otherwise we're not going to know whose it is, and then when you come back to art you might forget what yours looks like. Okay, all right, there we have it. Now I'm going to leave it out. So right now this is wet clay, and when I leave it out to dry, there's a couple different stages, right, of drying, which will be like leather hard, which means it gets kind of cool and the water starts to evaporate out of it. And then there's one called bone dry, where all the water is evaporated out of this, so it becomes very, very breakable. And that's the time it will go in the kiln. And the kiln is like a giant oven that heats up super, super hot, and it's called firing the clay, and it will become ceramics. So it'll come out of the kiln, kind of like this cup here. If I touch it, right, it's hard, okay? And then we will add our color to it. All right, can't wait to see what you come up with.